Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Vince Escario, and this is my beautiful Cebu. Over the past few years, My City, My SM series has showcased the different facets of Cebu's rich culture, its tourist attractions, its cuisine, and most recently, its arts and crafts. Today, our cultural journey takes us on another exciting route as we celebrate Cebu's vibrant visual arts as we launch the very first My City, My SM, My Art at SM Seaside City, Cebu. Cebu's artistic tradition has its roots in folk art, basketry, as well as the handcrafting of jewelry and musical instruments. Basketry was developed by early inter-island trade, and Cebu's world-class furniture industry today is related to this art. The Spaniards brought with them liturgical art, which is deeply rooted in Catholic tradition. Relief or three-dimensional holy images, murals, and paintings for altar pieces, gold and silver vestments highlight the Cebuanos' expressions of faith. Painting was the first secular art that appeared in the mid-19th century. Initially unsigned and undated, they were personal rather than professional. Gonzalo Abellano of Carcar, Canuto Avila from San Nicolas, Raimundo Francia of Parian, and Simeon Padriga were early painters and sculptors who actively participated in the period of transition from religious to secular art. An important catalyst in the development of the Cebu art scene was the founding of the Cebu Art Association in 1937 by Julian Humalon, which promoted community awareness of the visual arts as well as exchange of ideas among artists. Likewise, the opening of the Fine Arts program of the University of the Philippines College Cebu, the first formal fine arts school outside of Manila, has dynamized the Cebuano art scene. Today, Cebu is probably the largest community of artists outside of Manila and is on its way to becoming a viable center for contemporary art. We will discover all of these with some of Cebu's and the country's top visual artists in this edition of My City, My SM, My Art, a joint project of SM, the Metropolitan Museum of Manila, Shell Philippines, the Philippine Star, and with support from the National Commission for Culture and the Arts and Center Stage Productions. My City, My SM, My Art is a celebration of Philippine visual arts, painting, sculpture, printmaking, photography, and filmmaking. We're bringing art and people together by showcasing the works of masters, modernists, and millennials in a roadshow around SM supermalls. Advocating art for all, we are working with communities to mount workshops, contests, and exhibits in key cities around the Philippines. Kidlat means lightning bolt in the Visayan language, and that perhaps best describes a young artist who has brought his passion for the arts from art school to a bigger venue, the streets of Cebu City. Kidlat, as he likes to be called, is one of the founders of two of Cebu's most copious street art groups, the Ubek Crew and the Junks Collective. Today, he's recognized as one of the to-go-to conceptual artists in the scene.
My name is Kidlat and I am a street artist. The reason nga nung nagsugod kong street art is because katong thesis to na ko sa I was studying in San Carlos then. Yeah, San Carlos was so like traditional. So, naitabo ato, I proposed a thesis for street art, pero gi-reject. So, what I did was continue my art on the streets.
Kidlat believes that art is so much bigger than the artist, and his works, paintings, sculptures, ready-made artworks, and installations play with subjects in minimalism, highlighting ironies and glorifying technicalities.
First, it has to be something an experience in ako. something ka ng, okay, in a way, reactive mo kung artist. I cannot draw something or I do not tackle on a specific subject if di siya ma-affect na ko heavily. So, most of my works are based on like, experiences, either emotions, observations, sa akong palibot, nga na.
We meet another young Cebuano artist who is creating a lot of excitement in the local art scene when My City, My SM, My Art returns. With his striking, youth-inspired visuals in bright colors and clean lines, Wendell Remonde has gained a cult following among the Cebuano youth. Drawing inspiration from pop art and graphic art using experimental techniques, including spray paint and silk screen, he incorporates his everyday experiences into his work and compares himself with the trademark character in his painting The Kayod Kalabao, a symbol of hard work and patience. Working as a graphics illustrator right after college, he has also been exposed to digital art and illustration. Through the years, Remonde's art has evolved into what he calls pop graphical, realism and pop art combined with technology.
My name is Wendell Remonde. I'm a pop graphical artist. I graduated certificate in fine arts. Then I stopped. I looked for a job for around 5 years. Then that's where I found my materials while I ventured into printmaking and t-shirt graphics. So when I came back at the university to continue my bachelor's degree, I incorporated my learnings from my printmaking into my artwork. So that's how I came up with this style. I incorporated printmaking and painting into my artwork. I create art not for others but for myself. That's where I express how I feel. I called it also a autobiographics, meaning it's my autobiography but in a graphic form. So I call it autobiography. It's a record of my experience.
In this celebration of the Cebuano visual arts, we will shift from painting to photography when My City, My SM, My Art returns. Photographers use their cameras as tools of exploration, passports to inner sanctums, instruments for change. Their images prove that photography matters, now more than ever. A great photograph can explore the totality of the world, so as we never see it quite the same again. It can transport us to unseen worlds. Over the past 30 years, the Cebu Images Camera Club has captured the beauty, the people, the groundbreaking events in the Queen City of the South. This is no ordinary camera club. It was awarded as the best camera club in the Philippines by the Federation of Philippine Photographers Foundation in 2012 and 2014. Members of the club are not just professional photographers, but also businessmen, doctors, dentists, architects, lawyers, engineers, among others. But there is one thing they share together: their love for photography. This passion has taken them to numerous places around the world, capturing its beauty with their cameras. It is a passion they are eager to share with Cebuanos through workshops and presentations. After all, it is said that photograph is never taken, it is given.
India's Camera Club, we're celebrating our 30th year, and I think it all started a simple workshop some 30 years ago, and that's how it came about. Joined the club primarily to learn photography, to share, and to have fun. So, guided on those three points, we tend to get inspiration from one another. And so, together, we have that competitive spirit because every month we have a contest and we all join that contest to compete with 50 other camera clubs all over the Philippines. So because we shoot together and we share photos together, we derive inspiration from each other. Although I know personally we have our own inspiration in photography, but I think the guide there is that we derive inspiration from one another.
We will see how one young Cebuano artist works with indigenous materials from Cebu's forests and seas when My City, My SM, My Art returns. Over the years, Cebu's abundant shells and corals have been transformed into exquisite jewelry, some of which are set on precious metals. For young artist Lee Isabel Taneo, these gifts from the sea serve as an inspiration for amazing artworks. Born and raised in Olango Island, Taneo's pieces are deeply rooted in the manipulation of tonal values, hues, and shapes using shells mounted on wood panels. Distinct in her creation of figurative compositions, Taneo tells wonder stories, metaphorically bridging the gap between urban lifestyles with the day-to-day undertakings of the residents of Olango Island. Playing with light and shadow, using the natural colors and textures found in shells, her art highlights the simplicity and versatility of the country's indigenous materials, creating art that is truly born from a tropical country. Taneo was recently asked by the Lapu-Lapu city government to make a 4-foot mosaic of Datu Lapu-Lapu. Made of shells and wood, it was unveiled days before the commemoration of the historic Battle of Mactan.
I'm Nita Taneo and I'm a shell mosaic artist. I started doing shells with portraits, and back when I was doing it in portraits, I used my fellow islanders in Olango Island as my subject matter because I was trying to incorporate our lifestyle back in the island into my works, and then I was trying to also use the shells as a representation of myself. And when I chose the shells to be my medium in my art, I was thinking of trying to elevate the shells from just mere shells, which are used for shell crafts, into a higher form of art, because shell craft is one of the most common livelihood in the island where I came from. I thought maybe I could use the same medium into my art and then hopefully try to elevate its value into a higher form of art.
Cebuanos have an amazing way of transforming the indigenous materials around them into works of art. Just as Lee Taneo creates her works from the bounty of Cebu's seas and forests, our next artist, Anton Kisumbing, transforms Mactan stone into awe-inspiring works of art. We will learn more about this when My City, My SM, My Art returns. Over the years, Anton Valera Kisumbing has become known for his bas-relief replicas of Philippine churches carved in Mactan stone, a fossilized limestone found in Mactan, Cebu. Using resin and plaster to complement other meticulous details, Anton finishes the miniatures with a patina of simulated antiquity, giving his works a hushed aura of sacred space. Anton, the fine arts graduate who majored in sculpture from the University of the Philippines, can also handle almost any metal: iron, brass, bronze, aluminum, and zinc from the family-owned foundry in Mandaue City. He tackles a variety of projects ranging from monuments to commissioned works of art. and has exhibited his works not only in the Philippines but also in the Seville World Expo in Spain, as well as in Malaysia and San Francisco.
Hey, I'm Anton Kisumbing. I'm a sculptor and a painter. The material, which is the Mactan stone, that's what I use for yung church facades ko. It's very close to the coral that was used way back Spanish era when they were building the churches at that time. But so if you look at the material, it's very what do you call this? Similar to. So that's why I thought of the best use for this material, and it was the church facades, and that got me into it, and also because of the influence of family, religion, and all. And it's yung for us kasi the art's very important with in our family, no? Very important. My mom collected antiques, and we go to churches, and so I guess it was the influence of my upbringing that brought me to do church facades.
The ability to combine commerce and art in his life is one of Anton's special talents. He has worked for the family business, Laurent Industries, a furniture manufacturing company, and manages the Big Q Farm, which specializes in mountain horse trail riding for beginners and advanced skilled riders. Cebuanos are indeed very talented. We will get to know more about Dennis Shaw Montera, another Cebuano visual artist who is also an educator, when My City, My SM, My Art returns. Dennis Montera, fondly called as Shaw by friends, is a Cebu-based visual artist and educator. As an artist, he has mounted more than a dozen solo shows on abstract art. His artistic style is distinctly non-figurative, and his body of work has sustained its presence in the Philippine art scene over the past decade. His passion for painting has continuously challenged the artist to master his material, tool, and technique in the depiction of personal realities in non-configuration. As an educator, Dennis has taught full-time for more than a decade as an associate professor of the Fine Arts program of the University of the Philippines in Cebu.
My personal viewpoint is that art has been and will always be an extension of my experiences and insights of the things happening around me. Each work is a valid document of a life being lived, no matter how trivial, emphatic, or desolate a moment has touched or affected me in one way or another. The choice of using abstract art as an artistic style is only a phase. I believe that artists must find the freedom to evolve and continually innovate one's artistic output. More importantly, to sustain creativity in art practice in this generation, one must learn how to diversify, adapt, and collaborate to produce great art.
For his work, Dennis has won numerous awards, including the grand prize in the abstract category of the 2010 GSIS painting competition. He was chosen as among the jurors' choice in the Visayas region in the Philippine Art Awards of 2011 to 2012. He is a two-time recipient of the University of the Philippines Visayas Chancellor's Award for Most Outstanding Achievement in Creative Work in 2008 and in 2010. He is also involved in cultural work as a former president of PUSOD, the opening organization of Cebu Visual Artists Incorporated, and as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Cebu Arts Council. He served as vice head of the Committee of Visual Arts of the NCCA from 2011 to 2013. We have the honor of knowing more about the life and works of a master artist from Cebu when My City, My SM, My Art returns. Karkar is the heritage city of Cebu. Its two main streets are lined with heritage homes and structures from the Spanish to American periods. It is also known for its rich artistic heritage and is the hometown of playwrights, renowned musicians, and artists. In the post-war period, younger artists like Sofrionio, Mendoza or SYM, and Romulo Galicano later moved to Manila and foreign countries to gain a much wider reputation and audience. And we are honored to be with Mr. Galicano today. Born to a family of artists, Galicano studied the arts under his uncle, the Cebuano realist master, Martino Abellana. In 1965, Galicano arrived in Manila and took up fine arts at the University of the East, where he was an apprentice under the care of abstract painter Florencio Concepcion, who taught him abstract design and to seek aesthetic training under SYM. In 1968, he began his full-time studies in painting and joined the Di Malasang group of artists from 1969 to 1975. Since that time, he has given much pride to Cebu with his works and has won numerous awards. Among Galicano's awards include First Artist of the Year by GSIS Museo ng Sining in 2010, the Grand Prize Award in the International Portrait Competition, Portrait Society of America in Washington, D.C. in 2005, and Awards of Merit by the Portrait Society of America in Boston, Massachusetts in 2004. He was also awarded the highest title of Ordinary Academician by the Greci Marino Accademia del Verbano and the highest title of Academical Knight for the Grand Cross by the Ordine Accademico Internazionale Vingiaglio, both in Italy.
I am Romulo Galicano, and I am a post-realist artist. My style for painting, I rather categorize it right now as a post-realist painting. Post-realism is it has a lot of influences from the contemporary arts right now, because we are now in the 21st century. Okay, and this 21st century, this is the era of what so-called the pluralistic of art. It's a lot of pluralism. Every style has already accepted. Not only realistic, not only the abstract expressionist, not only the non-figurative abstractions, so they are all on the same level right now. So this is our era, this is a contemporary era. And so I rather choose to baptize my realism as a post-realism, because post-realistic paintings is already a historical part in our philosophical understanding when it comes to painting or visual arts.
This afternoon's episode has given us the opportunity to learn more and celebrate the works of Cebu's very talented visual artists. We would like to thank Cube Gallery and Mr. Romulo Galicano for being part of this special episode with us. We would also like to thank Kidlat, Wendell Remonde, Lee Taneo, Dennis Montera, Cebu Images Camera Club, and Anton Kisumbing for sharing with us Cebu's amazing arts. In behalf of SM, the Metropolitan Museum of Manila, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Shell Philippines, Center Stage Productions, and Philippine Star, we wish to thank you for joining us in My City, My SM, My Art. Join us in My City, My SM, My Art as we go to Baguio next month. This has been Vince Escario Daghang salamat!